Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of LavaCraft on the MoonCraft server. And if you guys were paying attention at the end of last episode, you know that we were talking about doing a mega building episode today, and that's still the plan. As you guys can see, we got shaders on because everything looks better with shaders. I know that's not always the most popular opinion, and when you move around, the armor glitches maybe don't look the best with shaders. Anyways, I got a little ahead of myself and I built a thing in between episodes. So let's jump into a little mini time lapse, and you guys can tell me what you think, because we built a boat, and it was the very first boat I've ever built in Minecraft, so be gentle. I don't know much about boats. The only thing I know about boats is that they're pretty cool, and yeah, we built one. So let me know what you think, and then we'll kind of go over what the boat is and how it's going to play into our massive island base thing. Yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, we built a thing. It's a boat, and you know what? We're gonna have to build a lot more boats in this area, at least a couple. And I think I know what I'm gonna be doing differently next time. This boat would definitely not be able to sail very far with such tiny little sails. I mean, they're really small. I went a little bit bigger on this one here, and they're definitely not perfect. Let me tell you guys, boats are hard to make. Everything about boats is not very square, and since we're working with squares, it gets a little tricky. The masts are easy, so I did okay with that. The side view's okay, but you know what? We're not going to be on the boat very often, and it's basically just going to kind of be like a background thing, and I think from afar, it looks pretty sweet. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Not the best boat anyone's ever built. Probably not the worst, though. Anyways, I'm happy with it, and we're going to need a few more of these because this is a marine boat. I'm going to put a picture on screen right now of the one-piece marine navy boats. Yep, so here it is. This is what they look like in the show, and this is what it looks like in Minecraft when I build it. So yeah, pretty close, I guess. The color palette's really wacky, which is cool because, you know, it's a fantasy style build area and base and everything. And One Piece is a very fantasy world where they have lots of crazy, unique colors and designs and things like that. But it's not perfect. There's no cannons on this ship. It's kind of one of the smaller boats that the Navy might have, maybe just like a carrier boat or, you know, cargo boat. We might add a little bit to it, maybe some barrels and some lights and stuff, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. We're gonna have to throw up a couple more boats. We might get into that in just a minute here, but let's talk about what we're gonna do today. We got to finish terraforming this entire area. Got to finish up those cliffs, and then we have to do the same thing over here on this side. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Over here, we're going to need a bunch of stone and a bunch of dirt. So I'm going to do all the item collection off camera in this episode because I want to get a lot of building done. We already have quite a few resources that we have just slowly gathered over time in our awesome item storage system, you know, over here. So luckily we won't have to do a massive amount. Oh, I am glitching out. I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. All better. All right. Well, like I said, we have a bunch of resources and we got to get a bunch more, but I'm super excited to get to building today. And it looks like we got a little bit of lag today. today. Oh, well, it's okay. No one else is online, so I'm not sure. It's probably my computer. Anyways, let's start getting to some building, guys. I think I'd really like to finish up the dock area. It's the most thought out so far, and it has the most work done, so it will be a nice, easy spot to start. We're gonna finish this area up, get to some terraforming, and then I guess we're just gonna randomly go around and do a bunch of work. So let's get started with time-lapse mode.
Let's go.
Well, you guys, the docks is pretty much done. We added some, you know, like bridges around that we didn't do on the time lapse, just so it kind of makes sense. And if you're just walking with no wings, you'll be able to get pretty much everywhere. Yeah, so the paths are pretty well thought out, and all the buildings are in place. There's probably a little bit more decorative stuff I'd like to do in this area, but oh my gosh, we did so much building. We have the giant twin LavaCraft sword guys, pretty sweet. So you definitely know where you are if you're traveling by boat over here. And like, look at those guys protecting the base. Anyways, moving in, we have a bunch of really cool stuff. This boat looks so much better than the other one, and I tried messing around with like bigger sails, and they turned out way better. I actually watched a couple boat building tutorials and then just kind of went at it on my own. I think maybe we could make the sails look more organic, and it definitely needs more decoration. But after I built that, I kind of got burnt out on boats for the day. So I think we're done with the boats for this episode, but we'll probably have a huge boat building episode at some point, just because we need a lot more. I mean, Water 7 is actually the boat building hub of the One Piece world. It's kind of where all of the shipwrights come from, all the best ones in the world at least. Anyways, what do you think of the area? It is very cozy. Very, very cozy. I think we could do a few more chimneys. I didn't want to have every building with a chimney, or else it would just be a little jarring looking at all the smoke. But it feels alive. It feels really, really alive, minus, you know, there not actually being anything moving around over here other than the smoke. But just walking through, you're pretty much never left with anything, you know, blank. There's a few spots like here where we need to definitely get some grass and maybe some more leaves along the buildings and stuff. But overall, I think it's looking pretty sweet, you guys. And it would be a really fun area to kind of just travel around, or if someone just happens to come upon it and be like, wow, what's this? Explore it. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, though, the interiors, well, there's no interiors. The insides aren't very cozy, but you know what? Whatever. I don't know if we're ever going to do the interiors of all these buildings. That would be a lot of work. And we got a lot more building to do today, so we're going to hop right into that. But I did want to kind of just show this off to you guys. This was 2 days worth of work. And we actually got a lot of, I think it's a good time, to be honest with you. I think it looks really, really good. I'm really proud of it. Some of the best building I've ever done. And I've made the decision, we are going to rip down all these sails. I'm okay with the base of this boat. I think it looks okay. But we need to make better sails, because like those are so tiny. You can practically see the sails from here of this boat, and those look just way better. Although I will say, I built this boat going the wrong way. It's going to crash into something. Probably the poor little duck. Yeah, it should have been going the other way. And if it was going this way, it should definitely not have its sails open. It is way too close to land. Anyways, yeah, that boat eventually will crash into something and be a big problem. But it's kind of like a still frame at the moment. Unfortunately. We're just going to have to leave it like that because I like the way it looks. And probably put a few more boats in this area. I don't want to cover it up too much. We are out of rockets. Oh well, that's why we put these ladders here for our docks. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for the dock area. Finally looking good. And I mean, if you're just standing on the docks, you'd think this whole base is done. I mean, look at it. It's pretty sweet. We still have to put some structures on the top of these, and I am still kind of torn between what we should actually do up there. I am thinking that's where kind of like the castle ruins maybe will go, like a different era, like a different build style altogether, leaving hints of maybe like terracotta and maybe a little bit of this right here, whatever that's called, dark prismarine. Things like that, just kind of nodding to the newer generation that is obviously alive and prospering on the docks right here. But yeah, like this area right here is what I'm talking about. We got to come up with something, and same with the other side. I don't know if we're going to get that done today because I have 2 other major projects that I would really like to finish up. I'd like to get the structures done in the central area, so we need to get that fountain done. I'd like to put up a wall around the entire thing, and then start to lay out the inner city and how that's going to look. The waterlogged city, kind of a Venice style. We talked about it before, but that should be lots and lots of fun. And I'd also like to finish all the terraforming. I would just feel a lot better if we weren't able to fly underneath our base. I mean, it looks kind of crazy down here, but it's also ugly. So, yeah, that is the 2 major projects I'd like to get done today. I've collected a bunch of stone and dirt in preparation. Unfortunately, I have not been able to get all the resources we're going to need for the wall and for the fountain and everything. Because I have a super cool plan for that. So, in between clips, I'm probably going to do a ton, and I mean a ton, probably like a day or 2 worth of resource gathering. If you're wondering where all this time is coming from, well, honestly, all the last few episodes were kind of ready to go. I got them done fairly quickly. I was waiting till I had like 2 or 3 episodes done to really get this massive building megasode done. So yeah, it's probably going to be about a week's worth of work of just building and terraforming and just letting those creative ideas flow out onto the game. Well, it's time to get back into time-lapse mode, baby. It's time to do some building. it's like 3 or 4 days later after collecting all the stone, all the dirt, and all the quartz that we put into the main area of the mega base. And as you guys can see, there's some stuff we just didn't have time to leave in the time lapse. We accented like this entire area with quartz and prismarine. Thank you so much, Little Rusty, for letting us buy like all of your quartz. And also, like, if you get closer, you can realize there's a lot of variation in the quartz blocks that you don't get from far away. We use pretty much every kind of quartz block. We got the quartz bricks here, we got pillars there, we got the actual blocks there, and down here I think there's even some smooth quartz blocks in the walls just to kind of break it up. But yeah, we finished that whole central area, at least the you know, kind of detailing. Yeah, like I said, I promised you guys it wasn't gonna be all stone, and it's not. So making good on our promises. Also, another thing we could not fit in the little time lapse, mostly because it was too big of an area. You saw these stone get placed, and it's looking pretty sweet, but we actually went ahead and accented it as well so that it didn't look so plain, because I knew if I didn't do it now, it probably wouldn't get done for a very long time. So yeah, we have the dirt dripping down the sides all the way around the base. As you guys can see here, we finished the entire thing. It took a long time. I think we have like 12 dirt blocks left, and we're running pretty low on stone as well, so unfortunately we didn't get to do as many outcrops of little island areas that I would have liked to. But you know what? Little Rusty's going to be terraforming this, and maybe we can fuse them somehow or whatever. I don't know yet. It's going to be cool. Alrighty, guys. That is pretty much it for that portion of the Mega-sode. But we have one more thing to do before we can call this episode complete and have a true Mega-sode. By the way, look at that. We're going to be checking out her base in the next episode, I think, because it has made some massive progress as well. Alright, one last thing. The fountain. Up here. It looks pretty cool, but not cool enough. Also, at night, it looks pretty sweet. We also added this little spruce plank board all the way around. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. It is time to finish out this episode with the Water 7 fountain, the grand central area, the you know, crowning piece of the entire build. So we got to make it look cool, and I'm only like 50% sure what it's going to look like. Don't really know. Probably going to have some quartz and some stone and some prismarine and some cool stuff. I don't know yet. We'll see. I guess it is time to jump into that, but I'm just having too much fun flying over all this stuff we built today. And when I say today, I mean like 2.5 weeks. Anyways, it looks cool, but I think it's going to look even cooler in just a second. Let's get to it, y'all. Well, you guys, we did it. We have reached the end of the Mega-sode. The Mega building episode. We got the entire fountain done. We might add some more stuff in the future, but it's done. We finished the wall around the outside. We even finished all of the terraforming around the entire base. We still have to detail quite a bit of it, but we got so much work done. Just look at that picture right there. Just quite a beautiful sight to see, especially in survival Minecraft. Pretty epic. I'm pretty happy with the way everything turned out, and I think we're getting even better at building. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed today's episode, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're excited to see even more crazy content from the MoonCraft server in the LavaCraft verse. That's gonna do it for me today, guys. Make sure you check out the next video. It'll be out in a week. We put them out every week. Bye.